Welcome to our channel, Value Sport. I have a new addition for you today. ...2006 Jaguar XK8 Victory Edition. And a very rare, beautiful, in my opinion, frost blue over dove. This is what they call frost blue in 05 and 06. Before that, they called it zircon, which is basically the same color. They just decided a different name. They figured zircon sounds too alien, sounds like another planet or something, right? So frost blue is a nicer, I think it has a better ring to it than zircon. As for all the Victory Edition cars, it has the checker mark pattern here, as you can see. And I believe this was a special color for the Victory Edition. I don't know if it was unique to Victory Edition, but let me just say it's one of the top colors on this car. The other ones being Radiance and Pacific Blue, top three colors. 19-inch Atlas wheels, very desirable on these cars. Blue top, everybody loves that blue top. Navy blue top, along with the frost blue, gives a great impression. We just sat on a bench while we were setting up our equipment, and we were looking at the car from a distance, and I couldn't help admiring how good that car looks from a distance, even up close, of course. So let's see what else we have here. XK8 sill plate shows the checker mark pattern. Usually these cars come in with ivory interior, so I'm pretty surprised to find this with dove. And as you can see, it looks quite well. The contrast between the dove and the frost blue, it works well together, along with the dark steering wheel, the charcoal steering wheel, and the lighter color wood. I believe they call that elm wood. It makes a nice impression. It's a treat to sit down and drive this car. I just noticed this fuel cap here, fuel door, has a safety mechanism. You cannot open this fuel door if the engine is running. You have to have the engine stopped and the keys out. Now I can pop the fuel door out. If I have the engine running on, it won't let you fill up while the engine is running. So that's a good safety feature. While we're in the back here, we can talk about the huge, generous trunk we have here. We have all our production equipment here, along with the boot, and that gives you an idea what an orderly person I have. Look at that. It looks like somebody just dropped it out of a drone. All these things, boom, 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 they're all there. Anyway, as badly organized I am, I still have enough room for all this stuff, the boot cover, all these cases and rucksacks and all these things. There's plenty of room to spare. I'm going to drop the top in a minute just to show you how great this car looks with the top down. This is the way to be. This is the way this car was meant to be driven, with the top down. Take it out on a sunny day and drive it. It's not a grocery getter. Most of my customers drive these cars for 2,000 or 3,000 miles a year. I'm sorry, not a day. These are toy cars, garage things, kind of thing. I wanted to say, I'll talk about reliability in a minute. Let me take the stop down. Very quick to take the top down. Let me put the boot cover on as well. One very nice feature of the Victory Edition package that other Jags don't have of this body style is that you have the Bluetooth. I was an early adept of the Bluetooth. I heard talk about it and I was like, well, I don't need Bluetooth. But now that I've had it and I've used it in my other cars, I think it's a very nice, cool feature to have. So this car has it. No other Jags has it. So that's what this car looks like with the top down. Let's talk about the engine a little bit. 4.2 liter, double overhead cam, 290 horsepower on this particular car. Very comfortable driving, and you can see how nice it sounds. It sounds like a cat purring. I mean, you can barely hear that sound, that engine. What nice thing I like about these cars is that there's less things to go wrong as opposed to the supercharger. This has the normal shocks, the normal shock absorbers, so even if they go bad, they're not that expensive. I've only run into a problem with the shock absorbers, with the electronic absorbers at high mileage cars, XKRs. I'm thinking like 120, 130, they start going bad. And they are quite expensive to replace. This particular car, the XK8s, they have normal shocks. There's no electronic contact going into it. So if anything goes wrong, it's pretty cheap to replace. Ask me about maintenance on these cars. The Jag XK8 and XKR of this generation does not have a timing belt. It has a timing chain. So you never have to replace the timing belt. All you have to do on these cars is basically just change oil and brakes and regular maintenance, tires and the like. Somebody asked me the other day, are there any Jaguar specialists that you know of? And my answer to that is this car was owned by Ford starting in '97 until 2007, I believe. So if your mechanic can work on a Ford, he can work on this car. Very reliable cars. The only issues, and I'm coming back to what I promised, the reliability, the only thing I could talk about these cars as going bad is seat module that sits right here under the seat. And when something goes wrong, your seat won't recline or won't go back up and down. One thing that always goes wrong with these cars is you hear that? It makes a noise. It's trying to work the headrest. It doesn't go up and down. That's a very common problem in all these cars. It's a pretty easy fix to do, but you know, you don't really need to fix this. I mean, I am 6 foot tall. When I sit in this car, even at its minimum position, this thing sits right here, almost reaching the top of my head. So it protects in case of whiplash, whether if it's in the lowest position or highest position. It's just a gimmick, really. It doesn't really make a difference. So other things that could go bad with these cars, like little light bulbs in the dash. Like you turn on the lights at night and you won't see one part of the dash of the speedometer not showing as bright as the other side. Pretty easy to replace. Just take this out, the cluster comes out, and then a couple light bulbs on the back. Anybody can do that work. Sometimes a light bulb goes out in climate control and you don't see the temperature well lit up at night. Pretty easy fix. This comes out, this console comes out, and you take this out, a couple of screws here, you take this radio out, this climate control, and replaced a couple of light bulbs in there. These are things that I've seen on these cars. Light bulbs, the seat module. The worst thing that can happen to you on these cars is have the dreaded green shower. It sounds pretty funny when you hear it. It did happen to me once before, and I'll explain what that is, the green shower. The module, the pump for the convertible top resides right here, right above the battery in this compartment, and it runs plastic lines with hydraulic fluid. So it runs through here, and it goes under this seat here, now under this seat, and then it goes up here, and it ends right here. This is a hook that catches your convertible top when you close it. So it is a little messy when you work. If you're handy, you can do this work. I'm not calling myself the world's greatest mechanic, but I fixed it a few times myself, about 3 or 4 times out of 100 cars that I've had. You just have to take the seat out, the rear seat, take the driver's seat out, take this thing out here, and then you have to trace the old lines out as you put in the new lines in. So pretty easy to do. I mean, it's going to take you a few hours, 5-6 hours, but you save some money there. So that's the worst thing that can happen to you. It's known to happen, but not that often. So that's about all I have to say. Let's go on a quick spin and see what it looks like. The best thing about these cars is that their price depreciation is almost non-existent. If you can keep the mileage below 50,000 miles, you can sell this car for pretty much the same price you bought it for, sometimes even more, depending on how lucky you are. Cars are great. They're cruisers, wonderful cars to be driven in, comfortable. This is what life is. Having the pleasure of going on a nice test drive, going on a sunny day, take the top down, enjoy life. This is what the best memories are made of. Thank you for watching our channel. I hope you share this video and like it and subscribe. Call us 919-624-3033 if you'd like to set up an appointment to test drive one of these beauties. Thank you. My name is Valentin Christia.